Did you know that the devs at Marvel Rivals hate Doctor Strange so much that the lead designer literally said that Doctor Strange was one of the hardest characters to make because his superpower caused so much trouble that even players themselves started to notice it. So today I will show you how it's even possible for all characters to teleport from one location to another, how you can clearly see what others are doing in another location, and the clever tricks the dev used to fool players into thinking that this was a real portal. We have ranging from like 10 IQ play to like 1000 IQ play, and on top of that I'm going to show you one secret that forced the devs to remake almost the entire game after 4 years into development. But first, how the heck does a portal even work? So basically there are 3 major parts in making a portal. First, we have the outside, which is basically just the circle ring. Then we have the inside, which is the thing you actually see inside the portal, and that's probably the most difficult part to do. And finally we have how you do the thing, like how do you actually get into the portal and somehow end up in another location. So one little secret, the ring doesn't actually do anything. All what the ring does is to make the portal look good, and to add some rays into it, and also to show the shape of the actual portal, the inside. Still, even though this is just for show, it's still very important that the devs optimize it so that the game doesn't break when there's like 100 portal running at the same time. This led the team to use a clever trick called LOD, or levels of details. It's not a new technology or anything groundbreaking. I mean, almost every open world game out there uses this trick. So the way LOD works is to use less quality models or images depending on how far or close the player is. Let's take for example Spider-Man. When I'm very up close, we can see all those fine details in his face, but when we go far, we don't really see much of anything. So the devs recognize that since no one really cares how it looks from far away, let's just swap the bodies of the good Spider-Man with a bad, less quality Spider-Man when the player is far away, and immediately the player is close enough, we just swap it back and act like nothing ever happened. Now this is what I call genius, but in reality this is just like a 10 IQ play compared to the rest of the other trick used in this video. So basically they use the same trick, the LOD trick, for the portal ring to reduce or increase the levels of details depending on how far or close the player is and the game graphics settings. So now you just need half a kidney to run the game as opposed to 2, which I think is pretty cool. Now it's finally time for the interior, and this is where things get really interesting. Look, I have been a game developer for 5 years now, and I can say that this is just crazy. Marvel Rival developers, or rather NetEase developers. I know, I also thought it was Marvel Games that made this game, but no, it was yet another Chinese company. Like, what are we doing? Why the heck is a Chinese company making a game about a United States movie? I have no idea. Well, probably to make money, but still, I mean, China has been really making some moves these days. I mean, if there's something like, hopefully not, World War 3, we get no more Genshin, no more Black Myth Gun, no more PUBG, and somehow no more Marvel Rivals, a United States franchise. Point is, NetEase used Unreal Engine 5, which is the application used to make the game, and the devs had to reprogram parts of the entire engine just to make this flipping portal. What the heck? So basically, to be able to see everything that is happening in another location, they had to use a clever trick called scene capture. I'm going to put this in like 100 IQ play. It's pretty smart, but it's not a 1000 IQ play, and you see why in a bit. The way scene capture works is basically like sending a drone strapped with a camera to Japan to snap a picture, and that same picture appears right on your wall in, let's say, America America, but instead of a photo, it's a video. So it's not really like you have Japan right in your bedroom. It's kind of just like you're streaming a live video where I'm recording a live video right here in Africa and you're watching it right on your toilet, or maybe you're also watching this video right now on your toilet, and in that case you're now officially one of the Marvel Rivals superheroes. See you, soldier. Anyways, point is, I'm not actually with you in your toilet, at least not physically. You're just in your toilet streaming it, and this is exactly how the portal inside works. You set the portal in one location and the second portal starts streaming whatever is in that other portal. Now it's time for the 1000 IQ play, because somehow that wasn't enough. Even though the old scene capture was such a smart trick, it was still taking a huge load on the PC, so they decided to scrap the entire thing and make their very own scene capture system from scratch. Okay, that's basically like me just saying that instead of using YouTube to stream my videos, I'll just make my own streaming service just because of a flipping portal. Wow, it's called a modified viewport split screen, and it's no, 1000% step up from the old scene capture, and just because of this they were able to drastically reduce the frame drops and heavy PC requirements of the old portal. Finally, the devs no longer needed to rely on Unreal Engine built-in features and limitations, which basically means they were able to do whatever they want. I'm sure this opened like 1000 different possibilities, but there are two major things that really caught my eye and had the best impact on the FPS. The first one is CPU parallelization plus GPU efficiency. Let's imagine that you want to paint a canvas. The first thing you probably do is to take your paint gun, and yeah, it's pretty slow. This one is called sequential computing, and it's exactly how the old scene capture works. But unlike the old one, the new modified viewport takes advantage of multi-core processing and GPU efficiency. So basically this. Don't tell me this is not a 100%, 1000% IQ play. So what's basically happening here is that the new modified viewport is like having thousands of paint guns shooting all at the same time, as opposed to just one paint gun in the old scene capture. The only downside about this is that this would cost you a decent sum of 1 kidney. Guys, I can't get demonetized on this video. I'm not even monetized. So if you don't want me to sell one of these, you should probably subscribe. Well, I'll probably still have to sell one for a quinine, but still. The final trick of the new modified viewport is that it uses AI image upscaling. For you to understand this, just imagine if I want to take a 4K resolution selfie. Sure, 4K looks great, it looks amazing, but it also takes a lot of processing power and storage. So they came up with a I already said that 1001 IQ play that instead of taking a raw 4K image, we can just snap an HD or 720 photo and then just artificially increase that to 4K. Maybe do a little bit of processing here and there so that it doesn't look absolutely terrible. But I mean, how many times can you even really tell the difference between HD and 4K? Most people don't even have a 4K monitor because that would cost them like 5 kidneys. Wait, don't worry, I'm just kidding. It will probably cost them around like half a kidney. Now that we know that the inside is pretty much fake, how do we do the thing? Like, how do we actually enter a portal and somehow end up in another location? The 2000% IQ play here is to teleport the player. That's it. Well, kinda. They still do other things like duplicating the player body and VFX so that the transition between portals can be very smooth and seamless. But another really interesting thing they did was to make sure that they test 12 different heroes unleashing their superpowers all at the same time, so that they can make sure that the game still runs smoothly in all situations. That's crazy.